Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the history of cell theory. So the contents of the topics are history of cell theory, discovery of the cell theory, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So first we are going to discuss about the history of cell theory. So before we start about the history of the cell theory, so first we are going to define what is a cell theory or a cytology. The biological science which deals with the study of its structure, function, molecular organization, growth, reproduction and genetics of the cells is called cytology. A scientist Da Vinci in 1485 recommended the uses of lenses in viewing the very small objects. The first useful compound microscope was invented in 1560 by Francis Janssen and Zacharias Janssen. In 1610, Galileo Galilei invented a simple microscope having only one magnifying lens. Robert Hooke is coining the term cell. The Dutch microscopist Anton van Leeuwenhoek succeeded in greatly improving the art of polishing lenses of a short focal length. Next, about the discovery of the cell. So the cell can be understood after studying its complexity and functions. And the term cell comes from the Latin word a cellula. So which means a small compartments. The structural living unit other than the virus is the cell, which consists of a smaller structures called organelles. So namely cell wall, plasma membrane, cytosol, cytoplasm, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome, cytoskeletal structure, mitochondria, chloroplast, lysosomes, peroxisomes and nucleus. Each organelle has a specialized function within the cell. A cell containing these organelles and a well-defined nucleus is called a eukaryotic cells. If the cells of bacteria and the blue-green algae, they lack the definite nucleus and organelles like eukaryotes are called prokaryotes. About eukaryotes and prokaryotes we'll study afterwards. So many plants and animals exist as single cell. Hence the cell is the basic unit. The three requirements have to be fulfilled for a cellular organization. They are a selectively permeable boundary separating the cellular components from the outside, and a metabolic system which would allows a series of enzymes, catalyzed reactions and a genetic system which would store and transmits the hereditary information for the future generations. However, viruses are exceptional as they possess a molecule containing the information required for reproduction and a capsular coat around this molecule viruses. Viruses have simple life histories while the capsular coat is made up of protein. The information molecule is a nucleic acid, that is DNA or RNA. Next comes about the cell theory. So this term cell was suggested by the scientist Robert Hooke in the year 1665 by microscopic texture of the cork. The scientists Askeladden and Schwann are generally accredited as the exponents of the cell theory, which states that both plants and animals are made up of aggregation of basic units called cells. Askeladden and Schwann, writing in the 19th century, introduced the cell theory, which can be summarized as follows. First one, Organizational cells are differentiated into distinct cell types. So here the arrangement, they are going to discuss about how the organelles are arranged. The next, a nucleus is a common feature of all cells with the exception of viruses and red blood cells. The next, the protoplasm is the living content of the cells. So here the protoplasm is the main point of the living content of the cell, and it determines the activity of the cell and of the whole organisms. And the new cells originated from the pre-existing cell division. Life can be considered as a unique and complex interaction of matter and energy that assumes a hierarchy of structural order. A hierarchy means the arrangement. Next, the biological continuity thus consists of different levels of biological organization. Atoms, the smallest unit of matter. These atoms are interact to form the molecules. So these molecules are again interact to form the macromolecules. These are the characteristic of the living organism. The interacting macromolecule often result into structures called organelles, and the next higher level of organization is the cell. The cell is the smallest unit of interacting is the cell. The smallest unit of interacting matter and energy that exhibits properties of life. The immense variety of organic compounds is reducible to a surprising simplicity. All proteins are composed of 20 types of linearly arranged amino acids. Similarly, all nucleic acid molecules are composed of 4 types of nucleotides. These building blocks serve as the raw material for macromolecular synthesis, and it performs various functions. Amino acids, for example, serve as the raw material for macromolecular synthesis and perform various functions. Further, amino acids are also serve as a precursor of hormones, alkaloids, pigments, etc. Therefore, the following generations can be formulated. There is an underlying simplicity in the molecular organization of all living cells. There is an underlying principle of molecular economy in living cells. All living organisms have a common ancestor. The next, about prokaryotes and eukaryotes. As before we told, the prokaryotic means the cell which doesn't contain the definite nucleus. The chromatin bodies remain scattered inside the cytoplasm. So such type of a nucleus without a nuclear membrane is called a nucleoid. Example, virus, bacteria, blue-green algae, etc. The next, eukaryotic cells. The eukaryotic cell consists of cytoplasm and a nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by a nuclear membrane which separates the nuclear material from the cytoplasm. Example, fungi, protozoa and multicellular plants. The next are differences between the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cells. So first characteristics is the size of the cell. So the size of the prokaryotic cells usually measures about 0.2 to 2.0 micrometer in diameter, whereas eukaryotic cells measures 10 to 100 micrometer in diameter. So before I told examples for prokaryotic cells, bacteria and archaea, whereas in eukaryotic cells, animals and plants. Nucleus is absent in prokaryotic cells and present in eukaryotic cells. Membrane enclosed organelles is absent in prokaryotic cells and is present in eukaryotic cells. Flagella in prokaryotic cells consist of 2 protein building blocks, whereas in eukaryotic cells consist of multiple microtubules. The next, cell wall in prokaryotic cells usually present chemically it is complex, whereas in eukaryotic cells only in plant cells and fungi. Next characteristics, plasma membrane with steroid. Usually there is no plasma membrane with steroid in case of prokaryotic cells, whereas it is present in eukaryotic cells. The next, cytoplasm. In case of prokaryotic cells, no cytoskeleton or cytoplasmic streaming. In case of eukaryotic cell, cytoskeleton or cytoplasmic streaming. Ribosomes are smaller in case of prokaryotic cells, whereas larger in eukaryotic cells. Then cell division occurs by binary fission in prokaryotic cells, whereas by mitosis in eukaryotic cells. A number of chromosomes in prokaryotic cells 1, but not true chromosomes, whereas in eukaryotic cells more than one. Sexual reproduction, in prokaryotic cells there is no meiosis, transfer of DNA fragments only, whereas in eukaryotic cells involves meiosis. Thank you.